Teresa with BeCozi.net is here. BeCozi.net is an American website with the biggest collection of chunky yarns in United States. We are making these videos to promote our yarns for you and to teach you how to hand knit. So today I will be showing you how to hand knit this beer mug. This beer mug is a perfect gift for your father, your husband, your brother, or whoever you want to give it. And especially with the Father's Day coming, you can give it to your father if he likes beer. So it's very easy to make, and we will be using our Plush chenille in mustard color. It will be one skein for the base, and Plush chenille in oatmeal color for the top. It's one skein of mustard and half skein of oatmeal, a little bit even less. So it will take you probably about 30 minutes to make this beautiful gift. It will be very unusual. It's kind of like a pillow, so beer mug pillow for your father on a Father's Day, or for your loved man in your life, or any day throughout the year. If you have our Plush chenille yarn ready, let's get started. Okay guys, let's get started. So we will be using this beautiful Plush chenille in mustard color, and for the top we will be using Plush chenille in oatmeal. We have these colors in stock, so you can go to our website BeCozi.net and purchase them. So we will be starting with mustard color. Here it is, and we're placing the yarn in front of us like that. This is the tail, this is working yarn. Keep the tail about 10 inches on the left side, maybe even 12, and then place the working yarn on the top of the tail like that. Make a loop. When you make a loop, insert your hand inside the loop, and then grab this working yarn from the right and pull it through that loop, these two holding together, and pull the loop, and here you just made your first stitch. Pull the working yarn down to make it a little bit smaller. It should be about an inch, maybe an inch and a half. So what are we doing now? Now we will be casting on a chain. To cast on a chain, insert your hand inside this first stitch, grab working yarn and pull it out. So we just made two stitches. Second stitch, you see they're both about the same size, so that's what we need to try to do. We need to make them the same size. So I will press the bottom of the stitch, insert my hand inside the stitch, grab working yarn and pull it out. This way the stitches will be the same size. If you don't hold it, then you see the stitch might become bigger when you are pulling the next stitch out. When you're holding it, then it's the same size as you created, and then you're creating the next one is of the same size as the previous one. And then you keep going, casting on 12 stitches, guys. We will be starting with 12 stitches. Let's count what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now when we have a chain of 12 stitches, we will flip it on another side like that, working yarn on the back, and now we will connect this yarn, this cast on chain, into a circle like that. Now this tail will go inside this last stitch, not this stitch, the previous one, from inside out like that. And this way we just connected our circle. The tail will go inside, that it won't be on the way. And now we will be knitting in a circle. We will be knitting around. We will be using these middle parts of the stitch, not the top, not the bottom, the middle part. So this is the first stitch, and the middle one is kind of hiding because it's the first one. So we will lift this first stitch, insert our hand or fingers, grab working yarn and pull it out. So now we have 2 stitches out. Now the same, find the middle part, lift it a little bit, insert your fingers, grab working yarn, pull it out. And now keep doing this way until you pull out all 12 stitches. Actually 11, because 12 stitch will be a little bit different. So make sure you're using this middle part, guys, not the top, not the bottom, and that's because we will have a beautiful chain on the bottom of the pillow. Here, let me show you. See, this is how it looks on the bottom. It looks very nice and beautiful. The same on the top. So keep pulling out stitches on the first row until you pulled out all 11. Here we are, this is 10. And try to make them on the smaller side, guys, because then they will be not showing the stuffing inside of the pillow. So here we are, we have 11, and you can see that this one looks different a little bit because that one looked like pearled. So what I'm doing, I'm taking it out, and you have a stitch and you have this yarn like a loop. So this loop goes inside the stitch. Or you can just keep it as is, guys, it will not be really noticeable. So, but if you want to be completely precise, so that's what I will do. So now we will be knitting second row, simple knitting stitch, insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out, and we will be doing it for the same 12 stitches all the way around. And make sure not to skip any stitch. Here we are. And this tail, it shows us where we started and where we are finishing the row. So here we are. See, this is the last stitch we're knitting, and we now have 2 rows, 1, 2, 1, 2 on both sides. What we're doing now, we will be connecting the yarn like that, or the project in front of us, and then we will keep knitting. Only this time we will be knitting this part, and then we will flip and we'll be knitting the other part. Why we're doing it this way? Because this way stitches are closer to each other, and you will not see big gaps in between of stitches when you are done with this beer mug. And this way the stuffing inside will not be protruding through the this area in between of the stitches. So that's how we will be doing our beer mug, guys. We started, and this is the tail. It shows you where the rows starting. So we are now knitting for 10 rows. So we started with 12 stitches, and now we're knitting for 10 rows. Try to make stitches on the smaller size. Again, this way the pillow will look really nice. So when I'm done with 10 stitches, I will come back and I will show you what to do next. Okay, guys, I have 10 rows knitted. You see, it's pretty tight knitting. I try to make it pretty tight. Count rows by these openings on a chain. See, it's like a chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what I'm doing now, and I know that it's the end of the row because here's the tail showing it to me, see? So it's the 10 stitch here. So what I'm doing, I am cutting the yarn, and now I will be taking the oatmeal color. And before I start, I will show you how to connect the this plush chenille, because it's connecting differently. See the end? Now I will be unraveling and taking off some of the yarn. You can see it's coming out really easily. So if you don't know how to use this yarn, you will think that it's unraveling in your hands. It's not. It's just how it works. So now we have this inner string inside. See, we unravel some of the yarn, plush yarn, string inside, and here is our oatmeal with the same string, and there is a knot here already. So we will put a knot. You can even do a few, and then you are connecting these two with a simple knot. So knot and connect, and then one more, or actually even two more knots on the top. One, let's do one more. Two. Here we connected the yarn. Now we will cut the strings. We don't need them. Here you can see that the yarn is connected nicely. So what are we doing now, guys? We are knitting the next row, simple knitting stitch. We're not changing it to the purl stitch yet, as you can see it over here, because the first row will be simple knitting stitch. If we start purling, then there will be mustard color in the middle of the oatmeal, and it will not look good. So we simply knitted first row. See, we just reached where we started, and now we are purling. So for purling, yarn goes on the top. You are keeping this stitch in your hand, and you're pushing the yarn through like that. See, there is a bump, and that's the difference between knitting and purling stitch. So take another stitch and push yarn through and make the purling stitch. It's pretty simple. Just make sure that stitches are pretty small, again, because we're trying to make the knitting tight to avoid seeing the stuffing inside of the beer mug pillow. So we will be purling in this oatmeal color for 5 rows total, guys. Okay, it will take you half of the skein. So if you want to make a few beer mugs, so you will need 1 skein of oatmeal and 2 skeins of mustard. That will give you the 2 beautiful beer mugs. So counting rows 1, 2, and this will be on row number 3. We're still starting all the rows with this tail. It shows where the row starts and where the row ends. Again, try to make this stitches small. Okay, guys, so we are done with 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are we doing now? We are cutting the yarn, the oatmeal yarn, and leave about 10-12 inches long. And again, the same way, unravel the end of the yarn. See, it's unraveling really easily. And then take the strings and make a few knots. That will prevent this yarn from unraveling. Here we are. 1, 2, and let's make 3. Here we are. Come on. Here we made 3, and now it's not unraveling. See? So what are we doing now? Now we are connecting this top. And to connect the top, we will be inserting this tail in every stitch from inside out. So we're taking this first stitch and inserting the tail inside out. And we will be doing it through all stitches. Make sure to go through all of them, not to miss any, because these purl stitches, they're kind of hiding on the back. So make sure to connect all of them. Here we are, and here a few more, and I think we connected all. So here we are. This is our top of the pillow. We connected all stitches. No, not all. One more. Here we are. See, I'm telling you, it's then pull, and we connected them in a beautiful flower looking like top. So now we will insert them in 2 stitches that the yarn was inserted already, and we're doing it to make this top perfectly finished. So now insert the tail inside in the middle of this flower, and then we will go inside of the beer mug, and we will pull the yarn and then attach it to any stitch. I'm going underneath the stitch. There is this loop, and insert this tail inside the loop and pull. This way we finished the top. It's nicely done top. See? So see, that's what we have. What are we doing now, guys? We are inserting stuffing inside. I just have some of the stuff in here. So depending how soft you want this pillow to be, you want less or more stuffing. Again, depends how soft or hard you want this pillow to be. Okay, so here we are, and then spread the yarn, spread the stuffing inside. So that's what we have for now. And now we will be connecting the bottom the same way as the top. So this tail will go inside every stitch, the outside part of the stitch, not the inside. See this outside part, not inside. Insert this tail, then take next and insert the tail from inside out to every outside stitch, outside part of the stitch, until you connect all stitches on the bottom. Here we are. Now we are inserting it in 2 that we inserted it already to connect in a nicely looking bottom. Here we are. See, it looks very nice, like a flower, and then the tail goes inside like this. Here we are. So now spread the beer mug that it would actually have a shape of beer mug like that. The bottom should be kind of flat. So here we are. So the only thing we need to do now, we need to attach the handle over here. So how we doing it? So we have this mustard yarn. Let's unravel the end to prevent it from unraveling. So take off some yarn, and now we will make a few knots. I usually make just 2. You can make 3 if you want. So here we are, 2 knots. Now find the area where you want to attach your handle, and I will do it over here where I started the row, that it wouldn't be really seen. So here we find the stitch over here, the mustard color stitch, and we are inserting our finger underneath, tail, working yarn, grab the yarn and pull it out. So we have this tail, and I will attach the tail underneath the next stitch. Then you see this hole, pull it through this hole. This way you connected it nicely, and then push it inside like that. See? So what do we do now? We have this 1 stitch and working yarn. We're now making a chain, like the same as when we started our beer mug. Only try to make them very, very small. And see, like that, very small. This way they will be more, this handle will be sturdy, okay? So we will be making and it's so small I cannot even take it out. We will be making 10 stitches like that, guys. A chain of 10 stitches. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I'm trying to make them very small. 9 and 10. So we have 10 stitches chain here. See, it's pretty strong. Now cut the tail about 10 inches. Again, take off some yarn like that and make a knot to prevent it from unraveling. So take these 2 strings and make a simple knot, right? 1 and 2. You can cut the strings, we don't need them. So what are we doing now, guys? We are measuring a way to put it that it would be kind of sticking out a little bit, okay? So it should be somewhere over here. Now this tail will go in the last stitch and you pull it out. So this way you connected the end and finished it, and now this tail will go underneath any stitch like this. See? And now we will be simply attaching it with the knot. We'll go underneath and make a knot and attach it. Here we are. Our handle is ready and our pillow is ready. So now we have 2 beautiful beer mug pillows. It's a perfect gift for your dad, your husband, your brother, to anybody who loves beer. So get this yarn at BeCozi.net, make this beautiful pillow beer mug. Let's and then stay warm and be cozy. Hey guys, my hand knitting book is ready for you to purchase. It can be purchased at BeCozi.com and on Amazon, and also available as a Kindle. It's a perfect gift for yourself or your loved one. It's the most unique gift and book on the knitting market.